Alright guys, and welcome back for a new review. Today we're going to take a look at the Marvel Legends series Captain America Civil War 3-pack. So what we got here is the 3-pack from Hasbro with Spider-Man, Captain America, and Iron Man. Awesome set. Really digging the Spider-Man. Main reason I think I picked this set up. But we'll see how I like the other figures in the wave. Really cool. Give you a in-package shot. Got some alternative heads. That's pretty cool. Flipping it around to the back. Got a picture of the figures included with a little read-up. You can feel free to pause and read that. Alright. I'm gonna crack this open and give you guys a better look at this 3-pack. Stay tuned. Okay, and here's the set out of package. Give you a brief look at all the figures, starting with Spider-Man. Really liking this suit. The Holland Spider-Man costume is really cool, and I like the sculpted webbing, and I really like the smaller eyes. I'm definitely a fan of the big spider eyes, the McFarlane style, but it's gotten to a point for me where every Spider-Man has that, so it's really refreshing to see a little bit more of a classic eye design. But this costume is definitely a very traditional look with updates for the movie. I think they did a really nice job on that with the piping. Spider logo looks really cool on there. A lot of nice sculpted detail. So I'm thinking that's looking really cool. Next up is Captain America. So I think this one's been out in a few different waves. This is a dirtied up or battle damaged version. I've never had this particular figure, so it is new to me. Very nice sculpting throughout the whole figure. Got a lot of nice sculpted detail, so I'm digging that. And the costume and the fabric, very sharp looking in that regard. Again, I know a lot of you guys may already have multiples of this figure, but this is the first time for me, so very nicely done. Then into Iron Man. The red and gold costume looks pretty good. The red looks a little dull to me. Wish it had a little more shine, but I guess this being the battle damage version, not too bad. I like how the battle damage didn't affect the paint on the eyes, so that's still clean. It's got the black scorching and then the silver dry brush effect. It looks really sharp. I like the way that looks on the head too. Looks really sharp. I like that. Look how they got the silver in the shoulder pad, showing the mechanical part of the suit with the painted red parts over. Arc reactor's got a painted detail. It's not too bad, but really nice. So let's take a look at some of the accessories. So with each figure, some of them have accessories, some don't. Of course, Spider-Man comes packaged with Captain America's shield, but of course it is Captain America's accessory. So with that, take a look at his accessories next. Battle damage shield looks really cool. I like the effects on that, the wear, the black scorch marks, the scratches. Very nice detail on that. Got a nice sheen where it's not damaged, but then of course it dulls out. Very nice effect. That looks really good. You got the detail underneath with the leather straps. There is no way to put this on the figure's back, but I'm okay with that. That looks really cool. Battle damage shield like this you want on display with the figure holding it, I would think. And then the Steve Rogers head. Pretty decent. I think that looks good. The eyes are really clean. Hair's got a nice blonde look to it. Has a passing resemblance to Chris Evans as Captain America. Not too bad, actually. Don't have any problem with that. And on to Iron Man's accessories, which is the alternate unmasked head, and then blast effects, and also thrust effects for his boots. Tony Stark head is, you can tell who it is, but not a great likeness, really. You know, it's very, I don't know, I think the eyes are a little off on this one. Not much, pretty decent. No extra detail on the hair, but it's okay. Definitely don't think I'd use that for display, but your mileage may vary. And then the effects themselves, which are able to port into either the boot or the hand. So I think the blue effects would be most suited for the hands. But of course you could port those into the boots as well. They're pretty much the same piece, just molded in different colors. Really nice effects for that. I like that. That looks pretty cool. You know, Iron Man blasting at Cap. Not bad. So next we'll take a look at Articulation. Okay, so let's take a look at Articulation. We'll start with Spider-Man. The head looks down very far. Up really good. Side to side, of course, is no issue. And really no pivot left and right. Shoulders are on a butterfly joint. So let's go forward that much and back that much. Really good range. I like that. Arm can go very stiff. Whew. There we go. Go out to the side, and it swivels at the up bicep, double jointed elbow, and a hinge and swivel at the wrist. You get a ab crunch, which goes very far forward, 2 clicks, and then one click back. Waist twist. Legs come pretty far forward. They go out to about there. Upper thigh rotation, double jointed knee. And he doesn't have a boot cut, but he does have a hinge and pivot at the foot. So really good articulation for Spider-Man. No problems whatsoever. Really cool figure. Definitely worth the price for this set. By the way, as I'm talking about that, I got this off HasbroToyShop.com. $30. The set originally sold for $60, so if you want to pick this set up, definitely recommend checking them out. So for Cap, his head doesn't look up much at all, but it does tend to look down a little more. There's no butterfly joint here, so the arms go out that far. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, excellent range on that, and of course a swivel and hinge at the fist or the wrist. Ab crunch, one forward, one back. He has a waist twist. The belt is free floating, but it's tight enough that it will hold its place, so it looks good. The legs go only out that far and forward that far, which is pretty good. He does have the upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, hidden very well under the knee pad, which looks good. Boot swivel, hinge, and ankle pivot. So very good articulation on Cap. Legs could go a little further out. And there's no butterfly joint, but it's not bad. And then into Iron Man. For Iron Man, his head goes very far down. And it goes very far forward, which is excellent for flight poses. So that's cool. The shoulders go only out to about that far. They're hindered by the arm guards. He does have upper bicep rotation, double jointed elbow, and a hinge and swivel at the wrist. I find that unfortunately it doesn't hinge back enough to get good blast poses. Hinges that way fine, but the hand guard blocks the backward motion, so a little disappointing on that. He has an ab split, so it can twist at the upper abs, and it crunches very slightly forward, a little bit back, so I guess for flight poses, not terrible. There is no waist twist on him. Legs go out only that far, forward only that far. Double jointed knee, and a hinge and pivot at his foot, so he's the weakest in articulation, but comes down to the bulkiness of the armor, I suppose. So not too bad. Spidey's definitely the winner, as he should be for articulation. I just want to go over the alternate looks for the two characters that do have alternate heads. So for Captain America, removing the head is simply popping it off. It's on a ball and hinge. So actually that hinge is kind of stuck. I guess maybe his head could pivot a lot more than I thought it did in the articulation test. That's good. So popping that off and popping on the Steve Rogers head. Stiff, but it goes on nicely, and it looks pretty good actually. It's a good scale. Definitely looks like the head that would fit into the helmet. I like that. That looks pretty sharp. Not a bad look. Definitely would rather have Cap with his helmet on, but actually looking at it, you got some pink detail in his hair, slight brown in the blonde. So that's nice. Really cool. And then for Iron Man, he also has an alternate look, so you can pop his head off as well, same way on the peg system. So removing that, and you can pop on the Tony Stark head. Another firm, tight swap, but not too bad. That looks okay. Scales in well, but I don't really dig this sculpt as much. I think the Steve Rogers one definitely looks better. Scale's also good because Iron Man is taller because he's in that bulky armor. So that looks good. But, yeah. Don't think I'll be displaying mine with this head. Alright, it's comparison time. Taking a look at the new Spider-Man next to the Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then the Ultimate Spider-Man on the right. So, obviously you see what I was talking about with the eye design. You know, the smaller eyes on this newer one is kind of refreshing. Something a little different, which is nice. You'll notice that both movie versions, Amazing Spider-Man 2 and of course Civil War Spider-Man, have sculpted webbing. Very nice detail on that. Also, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is slightly taller than the new Spider-Man, which is accurate, I guess, to the actors, because the actor from Amazing Spider-Man 2 is taller than Tom Holland. And of course, this is the ultimate version of Spider-Man, so him as a 15, 16-year-old teenager, he is taller than that. So he scales in pretty well. Actually, he scales in excellent with the rest of the Spider-Man from the Marvel Legends line. So I'm really digging that. Also like that darker blue and the darker red too. I think it looks really sharp. It's got like a black wash almost to get all of those black into all of the webbing that's sculpted. And it gives him a really good high quality look, really sharp look, and I really like this new Spider-Man. This might be my favorite Marvel Legends Spider-Man in my collection. Comparing Captain America to his comic counterpart, you'll definitely see the movie version is smaller, which is, I think, kind of expected. You know, the comic books are definitely a lot more exaggerated in their muscularity. So I think he scales in really well in the Marvel Legends universe. Obviously, the size and the stature looks about right in that regard. Definitely looks like comic book Cap would kick the crap out of the movie version. So overall thoughts with this set, I really like it. Everything here is new for me. Of course, people who've been collecting for a lot longer would have these Iron Man and that Captain America figure. This is an all-new Spider-Man for everyone, which is the, you know, the reason most people would want to buy this set, I would think. Of course, there might be people who might want the battle-damaged version of Iron Man or Cap, which is certainly nothing wrong with that. They are very cool figures. Really happy I picked this set up. Again, you could pick this up on HasbroToyShop.com, on eBay for half price right now. There are limited quantities, so go check it out. If you like what you see here, pick it up. Really digging this Spider-Man quite a bit. As you can see, the posability is fantastic. You can get him in some awesome poses. Love the sculpting. Even the spider emblem on the back is sculpted. Fully sculpted all the way through. This is the way the Legends should always do their figures, but of course that's not always going to happen. But I'm really glad it has happened for Spider-Man. I think that is an amazing, no pun intended, Spider-Man figure, and I am very happy to have that. The posability, the sculpting, the color choices, the scale, they really knocked this one out of the park. The only downside is there's no interchangeable hands for him or swap out head, which is fine because I would never really change this head, but it would be nice to have whipping hands for both sides, or fist for both sides, or even the wall crawling hands that we see with a lot of the Spider-Man figures. You could probably mix and match with your other Spider-Mans, but the color wouldn't match. Same thing goes for the other figures in the wave. The Captain America with no other swap out hands is okay because it's Captain America. He's got nothing but a shield to hold on to, so that's okay. But Iron Man could have used some fists to swap out as well. They did give alternative heads, which is definitely nice. This is a 3-pack, so I guess if you bought these figures separate, you would have those extra parts. But overall, again, an excellent set. Really digging it. Very happy I picked it up. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Another thing to keep in mind, I do got some pretty exciting stuff coming in soon. Stay tuned for a Mondo's Turtle Leonardo review. And I got a really cool backdrop setup coming for these Marvel Legends guys. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, subscribe. And until next time, thanks for watching.